Alright, I guess it's another draft physics presentation. Comment video. Yeah. Well, whatever. What the hell. Okay, so Anthony F. Read the other comment again. It said meteorologist, not meteorologist. Oh, my mistake. So apparently this meteorologist thing is some sort of weights and measures people. Which doesn't mean much, right? I mean, it's just this crap of putting two things on a scale and saying how much does it weigh, that much, or does it weigh something more? So whatever. So somehow he thinks the weights and measure people are experts on light diffraction. No, wait a minute. No, that seems like a different subject altogether. Yeah. Well, anyway, the mouse is not working. Your point about the one-way mirrors is such a blatant contradiction. No, this doesn't contradict anything. You don't understand the difference between projection. You don't understand how eyes work. I can't explain it all to you. It's all this optics stuff, and it's kind of complicated, some of it. And you just can't follow along. To everything you said previously, that's just an absolute pile of shit. Okay, you're not going to point out any contradiction. You're not going to be able to quote any contradiction because there are no contradictions. I didn't make the rules. See, when you were looking at something, our vision takes light from different angles. Right? When we're the viewer, when we're looking at something at a screen, for example, something projected. But if we're the thing it's getting projected at, then obviously most of the information doesn't go to us. Most of this light in this room isn't going into my eyes. Most of the light in the room is going to all kinds of other places. There's like 1,000, 1,000,000, I don't know, 100,000 times more light in this room than I think there is, that I get to see. Idiot. Anyway. I'm amazed you're capable of such double-faced speak. There's no double-faced speak. You won't be able to quote any of it. You won't be able to cite it. You won't be able to do anything but misinterpret and misparaphrase, because I didn't speak any double-speak. Oh, I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I don't delete any videos. I don't, I make mistakes now and then, yeah, but there's really no huge, colossal, any contradiction bullshit here. It's just absolute nonsense. It doesn't even take a second of thinking to refute you if you actually paid attention. No, I would say the same thing to you, okay? I'm rubber, you're glue. You don't seem to understand the concepts involved at all. You don't understand that when you're moving into something, you hit more stuff. You don't understand a whole bunch of these subjects. You just don't understand. You said half-silvered mirrors spread the light beam. What I said is small apertures always, always, always spread light. The smaller the aperture, the more it spreads. There's no such thing as making a tiny enough hole that light doesn't get diffracted. That is, spread. It spreads. That's the rule. That's their physics' own rule. Okay? That's the rule. Now, it's not because of Heisenberg. It's not because it's some law. It's because light diffracts off of surfaces. That's what it does. Every time. Okay. Let's see. And then he uses 60x times. I don't know what that means. I don't remember saying any 60x times, but whatever. Okay, so you said half-silvered mirrors spread the light 60 times. 60x times. I don't know what that means. I just don't know what the hell you're talking about. What I'm saying is if you create an interferometer with a half-silvered mirror, and one beam of the interferometer is spreading the whole trip, the whole 18 meters of the Michelson-Morley experiment, for example, it's 18 meters of distance between all the mirrors. And so if one beam's spreading that whole time and the other beam isn't, okay, there's going to be a huge difference in how much the beam has spread between the two beams. Now here you are saying that it makes copies of the light beam. I said it makes copies of the surfaces. That's what the bars are, is copies of the surfaces. And you can see that when you have a whole bunch, you have a diffraction gradient. I used to have some. I have some somewhere packed away. But you shine light through it and it makes little perfect, a laser beam, it makes little perfect circles, 6 or 7 of them, and they'll be very widely spaced. Okay, you can watch Professor Lewin doing it. Okay, it's a regular experiment done all the time. A diffraction grating. You put the light through it, and it makes little copies of whatever you put through the grating. Okay, and it'll be a copy of the image. And they put them on the end of lasers to make star fields, so people can project a bunch of stars onto the wall. Because it makes little images of whatever you shoot in. So you put a little star pattern in front of the laser, and then you put it through a diffraction gradient, and you'll get a bunch of stars on the wall. Little copies. Yeah, so that's what I said, idiot. You just did a blatant bait and switch, and regardless, it doesn't make any sense either as a sentence. The former case, which you did make, will imply that images will be blurred. Sorry, no, they're not blurred, because each point on the image will be smeared by your own account. How so? Again, where did I make any such statement that 2-slit experiments or 3-slit experiments or 4-slit experiments create blurry? The whole point I've been making is that, especially with photons, the bars come out very clear. They're clearly bars. They're not graduated the way they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be a nice gradual on-off pattern. They're not. They're clearly bar-like, which means they're images. Okay, everything you said about arrogance and stupidity is so incredibly ironic. Well, again, I'd say the same thing to you. You're so ironic, this arrogance you have when you're so fucking wrong. It's actually amazing that you even exist. I mean, I wouldn't say anything that stupid, so I won't say rubber and glue, because that's just too fucking stupid. You are either limitlessly stupid, so that's supposed to make sense to who? You know, what is that even? Infinitely stupid? Yeah, right. Infinitely empty? Oh, amazing. Or disgustingly dishonest. No, I say the same thing. You're obviously very dishonest, because you won't just fess up and say, okay, yeah, I misunderstood, or oh yeah, I thought you were saying this, or this. No, instead you're trying to pretend that I did say what you think I said, which I didn't say, shithead. Okay, because you don't understand the concepts. And it's starting to seem like it's both. This is just a paragraph of nothing. So good, great. You're a time waster. So I can add that to the list of stupid things you do. Waste people's fucking time with this pointless gibberish. Seeing as how you relish in your own stupidity. Like I would waste time ever even saying shit like that. I don't think I've ever typed the word relish in my whole fucking life. Anyway, and I think you'd get a bumper car analogy. And I'd think you'd get the bumper car analogy. I may use demolition of Derby as an analogy. I don't remember you using a bumper car analogy, but whatever. But apparently not when it doesn't suit your agenda. So what does this have to do with anything? If there's a bunch of cars bumping into you, you're not going to go in a perfectly straight line. Herder, stupid dolt. So again, he thinks that 2-slit diffraction is somehow scatter, when clearly it's at exact angles, approximately. Everything within a range of a certain angle. Clearly there's no scatter. I mean, the scatter is at precise angles. Do you think rainbows are scatter? I mean, it's precise angles that the light reflects to create a rainbow. There's no scatter. Yeah, I don't even... There's nothing to say. You're just so fucking wrong. Light... all scatter, in a sense, is often randomized pattern. There would be a pattern if it was a solid crystal or something, if the substance was pure, that kind of thing. So I don't even think you're getting that concept, that this really is about diffraction angles. Even scatter is diffraction angles. So you're an idiot. Yeah, that's what you are. Okay, so also in the spam folder. This is by far my favorite channel right now. I not even go to pretend. I'm not even going to pretend that I know anything about physics, but your replies are hilarious. Whatever. Awesome Beat Boy. Well, that just fills me full of a sense of, oh, yeah, wow, I'm so impressed. No, it's the opposite reaction. So you have to come with some sort of credibility. There's no. It's like when you get compliments from somebody who's has no taste. This doesn't make any difference. So and then of course Lesage is obsolete is likely the cowboy or mindless marbles. I really like how he'll block anybody who criticizes him. So again, it's not about criticism. I've made that clear. I've shown it clearly. It's about liars. Okay, it's about people saying I said something I didn't say, saying there's contradictions that they can't cite precisely. If you can't tell the truth, if you can't premise your arguments with an honest statement, I have a right to say fuck you. I'm not leaving your lies there to sit there as lies. So, if you can't honestly describe a circumstance, then there's no point in communicating with me, because I have no tolerance for it. I have no interest in having to correct all of the mistakes you're making in just basic arguments about what I've actually said. That way you never get a chance to correct his straw man. So another fake argument, right? The straw man that you can't quote. How did I straw man anybody here? What straw man argument did I make? Is it going to be cited? No. Is there a link to the straw man argument? Where's the straw man argument I've made? You're just such a fucking liar. Notice how the last commenter on the video is no longer with us. Yes, and for good reason. Again, why should I have to type on every one of these comments, oh, this guy is a notorious liar who just keeps lying. Everything he said in this comment is just a fucking lie. Again, if somebody shows up on somebody's videos talking about, well, when was the last time you beat your wife? And when was the last time you molested your kids? They'd have no reason to sit there and leave that shit up on their board. They'd have no obligation to answer the questions. I mean, and that's clear. You're not making any kind of physics argument here. You're just doing character assassination. Nothing more. And you're doing it with this crap where you sit there and say, I said things I didn't say. You're citing contradictions that don't exist. Because you're too stupid to understand the concepts. And notice also how there doesn't seem to be a response video to that comment. To what comment? Why I have to make a response video to every comment? But what comment are you talking about? The one that had 14 lies in it and I said I'm not reading anymore? Is that the one? Meaning somebody has no credibility. Right. I read your crap. I've invited you to send emails if you have some kind of physics argument to make. But you can't make a physics argument. All you can do is make these trash comments. And they deserve what I've given them, which is no respect. If you can't give any respect, why should you get any respect? I mean, fuck. It's not complicated. And look at this asshole. The Mimena 108, whatever that is. Little girly, wimpy, silly crap. Alright, let's find out where we left off. Huh, this comment isn't... Oh, okay, that was a response that was in the shit folder. Alright, so how's life in the cellar, Gar? See, again, why should I put up with crap like that? It's not the subject. It's just crap. You can't even spell my name correctly. And why should I have to interact with some asshole? I mean, you're just saying, I'm an asshole. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm going to troll you with asshole comments. Why should anybody have to tolerate that? Let's see if there's anything else by him. Nope. Okay, so we just block them. Yes, you're going to get blocked. Lesage is obsolete. It's an irrelevant comment. Quite obviously, I've gone much further than Lesage gravity. in terms of coming up with a unification theory. So it's just more bullshit. I'm going to pretend to make an argument by playing with words. I'm not going to make any kind of real physics argument. I'm not going to point out how it doesn't work, right? Even though you've been challenged to do so, even though I've pointed you right to the videos and say, go to the subject videos and pick any one of the magnetism videos and debunk it. Explain how it can't be the truth. Explain how it doesn't perfectly explain how magnets work. Why they do what they do. Which it does. Amazing piece of shit. Alright, Nathan Trigg. Well, I won't call you sir ever again. Well, again, I don't know why exactly you do that. I mean, it's almost overly polite. I mean, you sort of don't understand that. I mean, would you really want to be called sir by somebody? I mean, isn't that the opposite? I mean, is it kind of being patronizing? You're like you're patronizing yourself. Like somehow you can't talk to another human being as an equal. Somehow I'm superior. You have to call me sir. Just saying. That's the kind of crap the English do. Well, you're Nathan, so maybe you're just an English person. You think that sir shit makes sense. I think it's crap. Thank you for answering the question. Okay, well, I got your point. Whatever. You can just get to the point. You really don't have to address me with neither an unpleasantry or a pleasantry. I don't need either one. This is by far, okay, we did that one. So a dude comment, right from the beginning, you're just saying, again, who but an idiot, okay, gets called dude by somebody and doesn't take offense? I mean, it's just being offensive. Whether, I don't know how people can't understand that when you dude somebody, that's just calling somebody boy. That's all that is. Why are you so obsessed with this guy? Okay, the funny part is this guy's channel, right? I think I loaded it. Yeah, there it is. Alright, he calls me obsessed. This is his liked videos. It's all Ken Wheeler crap. And other loons, of course. But yeah, clearly, who seems like the guy obsessed? Number one on his subscriptions, right? That looks like obsession to me. You seem to have a thing for Kenny. Yeah. One of those man things. Anyway. Why are you so obsessed with this guy if he's full of shit? So again, this argument that somehow people shouldn't argue with other people they disagree with. So there shouldn't be any politics at all. There should be no politics. Nobody should ever argue for or against something. That's crazy. That's silly. That's a waste of time arguing. Amazing. How can somebody be this fucking clueless that somehow that's how the world works? You listen to somebody talking shit and you're supposed to just say, oh yeah, go ahead, talk shit. He shouldn't even be a blip on your radar screen. Well, I pointed out why he's a blip on my radar screen. 326 likes to 26 dislikes for just plain gibberish, garbage, rubbish, mush. Absolute shit. Pseudoscience of the worst kind. I mean, there isn't even any science. It's pseudo gibberish. It's pseudo scientific gibberish. Ken calls people morons. Alright, so you're conceding the point. He's got a bad attitude. And you call Ken a moron. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I use the word moron. But whatever. What I call him is duplicitous. I mean, the things he does are very dishonest. Once again, he's taken ferrocells apart. He knows how they work. He knows it's just a bunch of light diffraction. Each LED creates one of those little arcs of light. That's the way it works. Could it be we are all morons? Well, it could be that you are. Yes, you're a moron. You obviously don't understand anything about physics, and so you're falling for Ken's jargon. Why? Because you're probably fat and stupid looking. and so you identify with Ken. By the way, you can't speak for Plato. Why would I want to speak for Plato? I'm not the one who sits around going, oh, we have to go dig up some 2,000-year-old guys because they knew the truth. No, some of those people were really smart for their time, but it was for their time. Okay, they were doing really good, but they were doing really bad by modern standards, in the sense that a third grader probably has a greater grasp of reality than Plato did. What is your background? What does that have? What's the background matter? What's Ken's background? He's a college dropout, as far as I know, and he worked in a camera store for 10 or 15 years. What's his background? Are you a physicist, or are you just living in your parents' basement? Well, why couldn't I be both? But again, why are these personal questions relevant? What's your history? You don't make any videos, so why don't you give me your history first, and then I'll give you mine. If you want life histories, I mean, you should go first, though. That's just being polite. If you want to ask a bunch of personal questions, you use the same cuss language as Ken. You're insane to think so, right? I say fuck and cunt a lot. Ken says duty and, hey girl. He says hey girl. That's like a curse word to me. Maybe you are projecting onto Ken. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nobody could project. I mean, Ken is big, and you could use him as a screen and project lots of stuff on him, but not me. I'm not projecting anything on him. What you hate about yourself. Hilarious. I mean, we really have nothing in common, me and Ken, right? You are alike in many ways. No, we're really not. The philosophies are completely different. Our way of communicating is completely different. I'm courageous. He's a coward. I mean, it's just so obvious. I mean, you could just go through every attribute, and me and Ken have nothing in common. Ken claims he's only a handful of people who can translate ancient Pali and Prakrit. Who cares? Who wants to? Again, why? It's like translating 2,000-year-old farts. Why the hell would I do that? I mean, it's who but an idiot wastes their time with that crap? What are you going to read about? Well, you can't read about how they built the first porcelain toilet, because they didn't have one of those, and there's no hot and cold running water, so you can't read about that. What are you going to read about? Thor. I mean, they didn't know what a microbe was. Really, they had no clue there was a thing called microbes, little microorganisms that causes disease. They didn't know anything, you idiot. Well, why would I want to translate their gibberish for? They didn't know anything. Yeah, amazing. Is he lying? If so, okay. Well, I don't know. Who's going to test his translations, right? He doesn't read any of them to us, right? So why doesn't he just read us some of his brilliant translations of Prakrit wisdom? He doesn't do it because what? It probably sounds like fucking, it sounds like farts. But if it's true, then Ken has a lot more going for him than just physics. I don't know. Do you think that's having something going for you? I don't know. Does that work on chicks or something? I can translate ancient Prakrit. I don't think it does. If you say something like, I have a winning record on the stock market. Probably be better off having that skill. But are you jealous that Ken gets more hits than you? I'm not jealous. I'm irritated. I'm clearly just expressing it. I'm irritated. Because what the science he's doing is really bad. It's bad science. His experiments are garbage. His exaggerations are obscene. And he has absolutely no evidence for any of the crap he asserts to exist. Toroids and hyperboloids. He can't show us an experiment that demonstrates that these stupid things exist. And you think that's okay. That's good science. No, it's really bad science. the worst kind of science. All right. Are you trying to be a justice warrior? Well, of course I am. Yes, overtly in your face. I'd proudly be something called a justice warrior. I've done it all my life in the sense that I've always argued for what I think is honest and true and rational. I point out things like putting solar panels on roofs is fucking retarded, and that no government that had any integrity would subsidize putting them on roofs. It would subsidize putting them on farms and gaining 50% more energy that way. Yeah, so that kind of justice I warrior for, you fucking idiot. For the sake of so-called truth, there is such a thing, you idiot. So-called truth. It's just your whole fucking attitude is retarded. So you don't think there's a difference between right and wrong. You think stealing is the same as curing. You think helping is the same as hurting. You're just too fucking stupid. Take a break, smoke a joint. Yeah, so what? I could be a glib and useless as you are? No chance, retard. I hate these nihilist glib fucks. Okay. Romeo Frankenstein, another brilliant screen name. Why so bitter, angry, and vile? So he calls himself Romeo Frankenstein, and then he somehow has a problem with bitter, angry, and vile. Again, does that make any sense at all? No, it can't possibly make any sense. You proved nothing. Well, I would argue that by making arguments and making logical arguments about what the truth is, and again, I've linked to the woman. I don't have my old bookmarks here, but she did the same. She did the whole background analysis and basically proved everything I said was true, in the sense that all this hype about Tesla is just that, hype. Right? He wasn't instrumental in almost anything except wasting a ton of money. He was really good at pissing money away. Asshole. Alright, so whatever this is, Vimania. You call Ken an asshole, and you call... So this is 3 comments on the same video. So one another obnoxious behavior. Why would anybody think they have a right to type 3 different comments on the same video? Why would they think that was like being civilous, being fair and, doing your part? No. And you call Carly a bitch. I don't know who Carly is. You call Ken an asshole and you call Carly a bitch. Who the fuck is who's Carly? You tell her to get a real job. Where did that happen? Who the fuck are you talking about? You are fucking insane. Do you have a real job? You're falling apart, dude. You're insane. Basic psychology states that the faults we find in others are the faults that are within us. And you think that's the way the world works? Then you're really silly. We just project what we hate about ourselves onto others. So there are no good or bad people. So when some guy molests a kid and rapes it and murders it, I just project it on that. He didn't do anything wrong. Get real. Get a grip, dude. No, you need to get something. Some kind of therapy. And get a real job. So again, what does this have to do with anything? Is this a physics argument? Oh no, it's not. It's not even close to a physics argument. And smoke another joint in your parents' basement. So again, and this coming from a nearly anonymous nobody, somebody who offers nothing. Why don't you make a video? Put yourself on camera so they can see what a turd you are. And then they can make a bunch of irrelevant comments about what a useless piece of shit you are. There ain't nothing like a friend to tell you that you're just pissing in the wind. Yeah, and everybody said that to everybody who ever was somebody in the world. So everybody who was ever somebody in the world, right? They always had people just saying that kind of shit. Okay? Even when they're just at the... I mean, some of the most important people in history, what's his name? In between Galileo and Newton, there was the other guy, Kepler. Had a shitty life. Okay? Nothing. But, yeah, he did a great deal. So he was no failure. See, you just don't know how the real world works at all. But you fucking tear downers don't... You're not the ones who make the world a great place. Okay? It's the people who fight to build something or to do something that matter. You're just useless. You just get in the way. You're just wasters. You're wasting oxygen, you useless sack of shit. You're the one who will never accomplish anything, never be anything but a stupid troll on the internet. Okay. You're just pissed because Ken won't debate you. So again, just stupid. Okay? I mean, I'm pissed because he's talking essentially religion and veiling it in some sort of, metaphysics and pretending he's doing science. It's not science. It's jargon and gibberish. I wouldn't either. Yeah, because you're a coward too, clearly. Okay? I mean, why won't you, coward? Why don't you come into a room with me and explain to me how you understand anything about physics? Why don't you let me ask you a few physics questions and see how you do? You're obviously an idiot, a troll. All you do is snark on the internet. You are the one angry fellow. And there's a lot to be angry about. Have you looked at planet Earth lately? I mean, if you're not angry, you're an idiot. You're retarded. Retarded people are happy. Smart people aren't. Smart people expect a lot more. Okay. Meditate, breathe, relax. Right. See no evil, hear no evil. Think no evil, think nothing at all. Be a fucking animal. Be a bunny rabbit. That's all you are, just a dumb animal. Then spank Carly and jerk off. I don't know who Carly is. I bet you can't find your penis. Can you look at your video again and see yourself? Yeah, I love watching my videos. I'm charming as fuck. Yeah, I totally get me. Did you get rejected by your peers or professors and didn't get your PhD and are bitter? So again, all this crap, I'm obviously totally disinterested in those kind of titles. I'm interested in arguments about physics. Can you make an actual physics argument? It's a physics channel. Do you understand that? What's being argued are concepts about what the truth is about how the physical universe works. That's what Ken's arguing. And I'm counter-arguing his gibberish. You didn't catch that part? Yeah, that's 95% of the videos. Don't take it out on Ken. Again, I'm not taking anything out on Ken except giving Ken what he deserves, which is the challenge he's too cowardly to man up to face. He won't face his critics. He's a coward. We are all going to die soon. Yes, everybody knows that. Well, most people know that. So have compassion for Ken and Carly, whoever Carly is, and to all creatures that must die. So again, we should all just sit around and let criminals be criminals. Shouldn't stop them. Shouldn't do anything to prevent it. Shouldn't do anything to discourage it. Shouldn't argue against anything at all. Is that really your philosophy? Don't fight discrimination. Don't fight, exploitation. Don't fight for anything. Just let the evil ones win. God, you're such a piece of shit. That is real science and fact. Well, that's insane to think it's real science to let people saying something you don't think is either factual or true or honest or has any evidence backing it up and saying, go ahead and say it. I don't know the scientist who ever did that. Fuck the electrical or magnetic universe. Well, clearly, then why don't you say that to Ken? Type that on Ken's board and see how long you have posting rights. Fuck the magnetic universe. Type that on Ken's board and see if you survive. Get your universe together first. Yeah, fuck you. Till dead. Oh, useless garbage. Are you still obsessed with this guy? Again, you're the one whose channel is half Ken Wheeler. So half your channel content is essentially promoting Ken Wheeler. So it seems like you have the obsession problem. Are you still living in your parents' basement? So just redundancies. Are you wearing a turtleneck sweater there? Yes, I am. You can't see it, so you're blind also? Are you also deaf? Is that why this comment has nothing to do with any of the subjects of the videos? I know in one of your videos you said that you would like turtles. So yes, I like turtles. Are you trapped in the 60s? And so what if I was? I mean, are these really important questions? You're going to ask me if I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches next? I mean, how is this relevant to anything? Oh, that's right, it's not relevant. If Ken found a cure for cancer, would you still find something wrong with him? Well, yes, if he's still preaching the cure for cancer was created by the hyperberloid, yeah, I'd still argue that's a pile of shit. But clearly, I'd applaud if he can do something productive. Yes, just show me. Show me the productive thing Ken Wheeler's done that's actually been proven to be a truth, that he actually did invent something that actually works. You are one envious dude, and you are one trolly troll. Oh, get some help soon. Get cancer soon. I mean, you're a nihilist, so you don't think it makes any difference. So, yeah, I hope you get yours soon. Get what you deserve. Get the respect you give. That's simple, which means you should get run over by somebody tomorrow. I'm concerned about your mental health. I'm concerned that assholes like you don't get run over. That does bother me. Why do the good die young? Why don't the stupid retards die young? Seriously, you need to get laid. No, I don't. See, I know how my penis works, so you don't know how yours does. You're the one who has a problem, not me. Again, you're projecting, asshole. Yeah, you're projecting your dysfunction on me. I don't have any dysfunctions, idiot. I think you are sexually frustrated. Well, then you're really, really stupid, and you really don't know much about me. And are taking it out on Ken. You need some relief. Yeah, I've done all of that. No worries. Jerk off and hit the mirror. Yeah, I have 17 mirrors sitting right here. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, so no problem, asshole. Ken got more likes than you, so why are you saying he didn't get lots of likes? No, that's exactly what I was saying. I was saying it as pointing out how this is an evidence of idiocracy. I mean, if idiots think this gibberish is science, or they think it has something to do with describing reality, that's scary as fuck. The fact that you idiot dupes fall for this crap you can't even understand. If I asked you to draw me a picture of Ken's universe, you couldn't do it. If I told you, just show me how it works, show me what affects what and how it affects it, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't get from point A to point B. You have no clue because Ken gives you no clue. His physics is crap. You're scary, weird, and envious as hell. Well, again, those are just your lies, okay? I'm just saying anybody can see whether it's envy or not. I'm just saying. I've been on the internet for 10 years, 11 years, 12 years maybe, on YouTube. You really think that's what's motivating me, you lunatic? Peace and love. So what is that? So is this more of your just grotesque insincerity? Why would you say these words after this tripe you wrote? How does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense, of course. Remember the Beatles. Why? What does that have to do with anything crazy, man? I mean, it's just so bad. Alright, so, yeah, we really don't need to communicate, so I think we'll just say, fuck it. You're not going to make a physics argument, clearly. So, just fuck off. Alright, so I guess that's all we got. Really isn't anything again in the subscriptions are thin. You know, just nobody makes physics videos. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to my subjects and whatnot. I have to get the other camera set up so I can do the drawing thing. So that's, you know, why I haven't just started making videos. Diagramming some of this stuff, but we'll get back to that. Like I said, I've sort of covered it all one way or another. So it's all just a representation of what I've already figured out and already diagrammed, but it doesn't hurt to do it better. So I will attempt to do that in the future. So I think that's all we've got. Sad to say. And such. I could reload the comments, see if there's a new one, but I don't think there will be one. So we'll just call it a day. Yep, that's all she wrote. Alright, so till the next time, and such, so forth and whatnot. Yeah. That'll do, pig.